Welcome to the 19th day of 30-day challenge, Lovingly Yours English. We're going to rock today in this course. We're going to rock in this course, yes, with your support. So today we are going to talk about future, yes. We will rock you. You see the construction? Join me in today's session. Welcome to the workroom of Friends of English, day 19. We are talking on the tenses. There are 12 tenses in English language, but just because we are on the track of knowing each other, we are just touching on the 4 tenses, 4 important ones. We spoke on today, we spoke on now, we spoke on past, yesterday, and now we are going to talk about tomorrow or the next moment, which is unknown. The future. Let's join together and talk about how to talk about future in our sentences. What is the structure? How do we put it effectively? And future is something that we have been talking about it since our childhood. We've never seen it, but we love talking about it. So let's start learning with slides and discuss on future. So let us begin by defining future tense. Yes, we are defining future tense, not future. Okay. So what does future tense look like? Future tense, the sentences refer to an action or event taking place in the future which we haven't seen. It's so exciting, isn't it? Let us look at how it's going to work. How do we put our sentences to talk about what we haven't seen? Okay, let's look at the next slide. So, the markers of future tense. What are the markers which differentiate the sentences which are in future tense? So look at that. Going to, will, and the present continuous. You remember the present continuous? We've already done that. Yes? The present continuous, the present moment, now. So the 3 markers, going to, will, and the verbs, the structure of the verbs that define present continuous. Okay? Let's go on. So when do we use going to? We use going to when we are talking about future plans, intentions, which we've already decided, and predictions, if we have some evidence about it. Let us get it more clearer as we look at the sentences. I'm going to talk to my teacher at 4 p.m. I've already decided about it. I'm going to talk to my teacher at 4 p.m. I'm going to see my friend in the park this evening. We are going to sleep at 10 p.m. That's an intention, okay? We are going to sleep at 10 p.m. They are going to buy hand sanitizers tomorrow. Very important in this time. It's going to be a great day. Yes, that's the positivity. We must all continue our days hoping for a fantastic tomorrow. And look at the next one. We are going to win over the C19. C19 is the newest short form of COVID-19. You know, coronavirus, short form COVID-19, and now C19. So we are going to win over C19 because it has been declared as a war. You know, that's why we are going to win over the C19. And just a small bit that mostly going to is used in informal speech rather than in writing. So when we are talking about spoken English, it is more handy using going to in your future plans or when you're talking about future things. Let's look at the next one. So when do we use will and not going to? Now, we use will when we talk about immediate decisions, immediate decisive decisions. Then promises, offers, future facts, or suggestions. Okay, let's look at some examples. I will have an orange juice. I will have an orange juice. Though I'm going to take it now, but the structure of the sentence is uses the future tense. I will. I apostrophe double L is a short form of I will. So I'll have an orange juice. So when you speak, it should be I'll have an orange juice. I'll have a pasta. I'll have 2 slices of bread. Okay. Then next one. She will meet all of you once the date is fixed. She will meet all of you once the date is fixed. So the first sentence, I'll have an orange juice, was about a decision, a very clear decision, decisive decision. And then the second one, she will meet, is a promise. She will meet all of you once the date is fixed. Next, look at the offer. If you're okay, I'll pick you at 8 tomorrow morning. If you're okay, I'll pick you at 8 tomorrow morning. Right? Then, tomorrow will be a rainy day. It's a fact. We've heard the weather report and we speak about it in this manner. Tomorrow will be a rainy day. The heat will subside in 2 months. Yes, they are facts. They can also use apostrophe double L, but I've just used it in a few and I haven't used it in a few, just to tell you that both are fine. But when we speak, it should sound as, I'll have an orange juice. She'll meet you all once the date is fixed. If you're okay, I'll pick you at 8 tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be a rainy day. The heat will subside in 2 months. Okay? So the other spoken English sentences get the sound of double L. I'll, she'll, I'll, you'll. Okay, you'll. You'll is actually you will. Okay, you will do this tomorrow. Instead of saying you will do this tomorrow. Okay, that's a spoken form of you will. Let's go to the next slide. Now here, look at the two usages. Okay, I have used will and going to in similar sentences. I will meet you day after tomorrow at the meeting. Then, same sentence, I'm going to meet you day after tomorrow at the meeting. So look at the sentence. When you say, I will meet you, there is a possibility, okay, probability in that. But when you say, I'm going to meet you day after tomorrow, that is almost decided, decisive. Look at another sentence. I think Mr. Narendra Modi will be re-elected in the next elections. Mr. Narendra Modi is going to be re-elected in the next elections. Now you can see a very slight difference in the intention of both the sentences. One when you use will and the next when you use going to. But please do not worry, please do not bother much. There is very slight difference, so they can be interchanged or replaced. See, you can replace both and mean the same thing also. Okay, so let's look at the next slide. Now look at these examples. We will make pasta tomorrow. We want to, okay, the intention. You will look after the baby until I return. It's an order. So you can use will when you're ordering around. The wrongdoers shall not go unpunished. We will see to it that the wrongdoers shall not go unpunished. Now in future tense we can use will or shall. Amongst the two, will is more decisive than shall. Okay, so then I will choose the shirt I want. I will choose the shirt I want. That's very decisive. And then you shall have your say. You shall have your say. That means you will have your voice, but just wait. Okay, so will or shall can be used when you want to order, promise, or the sentence wants to show something of determination. I will choose my shirt. You shall have your say. Okay, so now we've already looked at how to use will in the sentences. Then we have seen how to use going to. Now we're moving on to the present continuous tense for future arrangements. So how do we use present continuous tense when we want to talk about future? So look at this. A new student is joining us next Monday. So is joining. You remember the future present continuous? The helping verb is, are, or am with the ing form of the verb. Okay. So a new student is joining us next Monday. You can just check here that in the present continuous you have to give the specific time. Okay. When we are talking about future plans or arrangements, right? So look at the next one. The train is leaving for Delhi this evening. The train is leaving for Delhi this evening. You can see that is an ing form of leave, and you get the present continuous again with the specified time, this evening. The new lockdown rules are coming into effect from next week. The new lockdown rules are coming into effect from next week. So you've got the time and the ing form with the helping verb. Our country is celebrating its 73rd Independence Day on 15th August 2020. You see, all these sentences have present continuous tense, but talking about future with a clear specified time or date. Okay, so we must keep in mind when we're using present continuous, let us also specify the time or the date along with that, right? So this slide which you are looking at right now has got 3 sentences. All the 3 sentences are the same ones, except that they use the different structures we have just now discussed. So we've seen that we can use will to talk about future. We can use going to again to talk about future, and also the present continuous form to talk about future. Let us read it together. Please read it aloud so you can feel the difference, the slight difference in the meaning. She will buy the house. She is going to buy the house tomorrow. She is buying the house tomorrow. So she will buy the house is talking about the decision. Yes, she will buy the house. But the next one, she's going to buy the house. It's almost in the action. She's going to buy. There's no doubt. She's just going to buy the house tomorrow. Okay. And the next one, she is buying the house tomorrow. Very decisive and pure action. So all these 3 sentences mean the same, but the degree varies. And this is what when you choose which one to use in your future, the sentences which show future. Just think about what you want to actually very sharply imply, and then use whichever structures you require. Okay, so let's look at the next slide, and this one talks about another different usage for using future tense. Now here we can use the present tense which we've already learned. Okay, let's check. A new series starts on television next Monday. A new series starts on television next Monday. The train leaves for Delhi this evening. The new lockdown rules come into effect from 1st June. Our country celebrates its 73rd Independence Day on 15th August 2020. So the same rule applies. We've already seen the same sentences in the slide which talks about, about the present continuous form. So here also you can use the same present tense, but again, very clear, specific time. So you've got another way of expressing future tense in your sentences. Okay. So the next slide talks about the structure, the actual sentence structure when you are talking about future tense. You've already seen it, but this is just to reaffirm it, right? So when you make positive sentences, you remember the pronouns he, she, it, you, they, we. Okay, the same pronouns. And just like past tense, all these pronouns do not change the form of the verb. Okay. Now here either you use will or shall and the basic form of verb. So I will take, she shall take, you shall take, and will shall showing the future. I am going to take a table. He, she, it is going to take a notebook. You, they, we are going to take, right? Now see the difference. You remember the pronoun I always takes am. He, she, it always are followed by is. You, they, we are followed by are. Okay. So this is the going to form of future. The first one we saw was will, shall, that form of future. And the next one, the present continuous form. I am taking. He, she, it is taking. You, they, we are taking. Right? So these are the 3 forms in which you can mold your sentences when you are making positive sentences. Now let us look at the negative sentences. You get the same thing, except that you are just adding not in your negative sentences. So I will not take it. He, she, it, you, they, we will not or shall not take it. Okay. Now here there's no difference. The basic future tense, when you're using will or shall, does not change according to the pronouns. Now let's look at the next one. The going to form. I am not going to take it. He, she, it is not going to take it. You, they, we are not going to take it. Okay. So the same rule applies, except that there's an addition of not. And then the present continuous form. I am not taking it. He, she, it is not taking it. You, they, we are not taking it. Okay. So this is just to reconfirm or make it sure that this is the sentence structure when you are going to talk about future. Okay. So that was all about future tense. So how we talk about our future or future in our sentences. Now the next slide, which is going to, yes, the next slide, we're not finished yet. The next slide that you're going to see is just a comparison of the verbs as they change forms. Okay. Now we've looked at the present tense, the present continuous, the past and the future. Now let us look at the table and see how does the verb change. And this, if you can just go through every day with different verbs, it will be very easy for you when you construct sentences. So let's look at the slide. So look at the first one. Talk in present tense. In present continuous it becomes is talking. And now here I just put is talking, but you know it. Yes, the rule, if it is the pronoun is I, then it will be am talking. If it is he, she, it will be is talking. And if it is we, you, they, it will be are talking. Right? So talk in present tense, talking in present continuous. In past tense it becomes talked. So talk is also a regular verb because it takes ed at its end. Then and future tense will be will talk or going to talk or is, am, are talking. So in the same way all the other verbs work. Now when you are looking at the table, please, as you are reading the verbs, try making sentences so it becomes more clear to you. So, I sleep. I am sleeping. If it is I, then it is am sleeping. He, she, it. Again, I am repeating it. He, she, it is sleeping. You are, you, we, they are sleeping. Okay. Then the past tense. I slept. And the future tense. I will sleep. I am going to sleep. I am sleeping. Okay. So these different usages, please try to make sentences of your own so that it becomes more clear. So write down this format in the second section of your notebook. Okay. So I hope the notebook is open. So just take your pen and start writing and take down these rules into your notebook. And the verbs that you already collected, try using them in these different forms in sentences and you are on your way to go. The next slide, which is coming right away, is about the passage which I had read along with you when we were discussing present tense. Okay. Now look at the same passage. I have highlighted in different colors the past, present, present continuous and future tense. So just go through the passage and check out the different tenses, how beautifully they mingle in order to bring out the idea. So the first passage is all the present tense. The blue is the past tense. Okay, little in the second and the last paragraph also. Then you have the light pink, which is talking about the present continuous. I am sitting, I am recollecting, I am thinking, pouring, yes, I am preparing. So these are the present continuous. And then in little darker pink you have I am going to address, what we've done just now. I am going to address, it is going to be, I will talk. Okay, so these are the future tense. These are the verbs that express future tense, future action. And then the last is also about using the present tense, the blue one, the past tense. Okay. So in this passage, the first paragraph talks about facts, the routine one. Okay. That is the present tense. The blue talks about past, which is already finished, right? And the light pink talks about what is happening now. What is happening now at present moment as we are talking. And then little dark one, the dark pink, talks about what is going to, the future, right? And again, the last one is talking about the present, which is again fact. I thank God, right? So that's how we mix different tenses in order to bring out the meaning, the complete meaning of what we want to talk or want to say when we are making speeches or writing paragraphs. So when we talk about future, how the future car will look like, how the future laptop will look like, we do not know. Yes, it's not decisive yet. But this picture tells you something very decisive. And they are the future of our world. Yes, so let us talk about future with a very interesting, hopeful manner, so that our lives come out as in all the colors of rainbow and make it bright, beautiful day for every one of us. So on that note, I would like all of you to start talking, not just talking, start communicating, because we want to transfer things. Yes, we want to communicate, connect with people. So start talking. Do not wait for the best moment, right? You have all the tenses, you got the verbs, the adverbs, the adjectives, the nouns, everything you have now. You also learned the pronunciation. So what's stopping you? Let's start talking. Let's start talking to each other and build a beautiful world. So I would like to leave you with this small quotation. Look at that. Always have something to say rather than say something. So before I see you in my next video, please stay home, stay safe and stay calm. We will stay home, we will stay calm and we will be safe. Thank you.